Welcome to EXSIN Live Wednesday. It's Dave and Phil. I hope that you all had a fabulous Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And today, Phil and I are going to share some thoughts on how important it is to express gratitude to your team, even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah, there's always something to be grateful for, no matter if it's your family or your employees, who hopefully are an extension of your family if you run a small business. But yeah, it's important. It's important. The little things what matters.
And when the world is burning down around you, you can still find something to be thankful for.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
We've all been there and had tough times, but let's talk about this. We're sharing this from the Leadership Freak, one of my great leadership blog you can read if you want to learn more and get more stuff. He's out there online. You can get him on Feedly. He's awesome. But you got to understand that gratitude and being grateful is a practice. I think coming out of Thanksgiving, if you are fortunate enough to be with your family and spend time with those you love, hopefully you told them how thankful you were that they were there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you think about gratitude, look at your business. And number one thing is look at your business, look at the problems you overcome, and look at your teammates that have helped you overcome those challenges.
Well, yes, look at them and recognize them, right?
Yep.
And again, like we said a few minutes ago, it is the little things that matter to people. A simple, I appreciate you, goes a long ways. I mean, something as simple as that.
And the big thing, and Phil says this all the time to every client we have, is don't fake it. Look, people know when you're not being sincere. Be sincere when you say something and mean it. Don't go over the top. Just be yourself.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. I think going over the top is worse than saying nothing at all. I mean, I really do. I think, people know when you're being sincere. People know when you're not. We all know this internally. I mean, we all feel it, right? So just be sincere, but you got to be aware, and it's a mindset, right? As a leader, as an owner, it's a mindset. Like Dave said, we've all had challenges, but even through the worst of challenges, there's always wonderful things to be thankful for around you.
And then the next thing here on this is, make sure you're writing down one thing you're grateful for each day. I start the day in the morning thinking about what I'm grateful for today, starting the day. Typically it's my spouse.
Yep.
And then in the evening, I go home and I go, what today am I thankful for? And it's usually something that happened at the office with Phil or with a client, or something we were fortunate enough to do, or maybe one of my kids. But make sure you're taking the time to think about the positive things that happen, because it's really easy to get mired down in all the nonsense, the negative with Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and people dogging other people and picking fights. Take some time away from all that and just go, I am grateful for the meeting we had with Bondi Bulls last night with Shanice and Brianna, and how positive they were, and how I had a young lady pour into me on her spirituality and how she's so excited and God has a plan.
Well, and I think that's a great point. I think there's, the thing I'm most grateful for just is my family, of course, but the health of the people that I love, right? I mean, that's something, I think that's people almost just walk past that.
Yep.
If you're having a rough time and the people that love, care about are healthy, you got a lot to be grateful for, because there's a lot of people that would change places with you.
That's a fact.
I mean, a lot of people would trade places with you, and it doesn't have to be something as serious as your health. It could just be grateful that you have somebody that you can rely on inside your organization, somebody that understands the vision, understands the mission of the company, and walks that out with transparency and authentic behavior, right? I mean, that's a lot of stuff, or a lot of things that we can be grateful for. So it doesn't have to be these big monumental things. It can be the little things. Be grateful. My grandfather was head of maintenance and over the janitors in the little town I grew up in for the public schools. He was one of the most grateful men I ever knew. And it was because he genuinely loved helping others and serving others and being a part of the kids in the community, and it was a way for him to be a part of that. Very proud that I'm the grandson of a janitor. I think that's a cool thing. I really do. I think it's a cool thing because you got to watch how he walked things out every day.
Well, and he set an example for every child in that school.
Yeah.
He raised the entire generation of kids.
He really did.
With his service to the school.
Yeah, really
saw that in Northern Hills when our maintenance person retired, and all the people that came back to thank him for what he poured into him, they were now adults. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
The next thing is, when you're having a tough time being grateful and being thankful for anything, ask somebody else what they're grateful for.
Yeah.
Talk to them about what they're happy about, because it's going to help you think about things that you have in your life. Look, just so you know it, everybody in the world is struggling with something every day.
Every day.
Every day. And we have to be smart enough to realize that and try to understand their perspective. In the same token, everybody's got something they can be grateful for. So when you're having a tough day, go find somebody you know, go, hey, what are you grateful for today?
Yeah.
And have that conversation. Maybe it'll help you get more positive, get back in the right frame of mind as we press into the new year. Yeah. And then the last thing you do to be grateful is tell people thank you.
Yeah. Real simple. I mean, you know, I make a point, not because I'm trying to manufacture it, but Dave can attest to this. I love these words. I appreciate you. I think being appreciated is a tremendous compliment. I think having somebody say, I value what you do, how you do it, how you impact my life. If you sincerely feel that, and you should, if you're in an organization, because there's examples all around you, take 2 seconds and let them know that. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be big things.
Nope.
It's these little things that mean so much to all of us. This morning, I'm lucky enough. One of the things I'm grateful for is that we get to support our local community through a hobby of ours, which is broadcasting. We get to do sports events and all different kinds of activities. Last night, as Dave knows, because he had to cover a meeting for me at 4:30 yesterday afternoon, we were doing a broadcast for a wrestling duel in our little town that we live in.
Now, Phil, did you have a singlet on as your broadcast?
Underneath my clothes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I know how you are about wrestling, so I'm pretty sure you were wanting to get on the mat and roll around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'd trip trying to get out there, but I sure think I can. But anyway, this called a match. We called about 13 matches. It was the blue-white duel. It's the inter squad duel. Kind of kicked the year off. So we got to call a lot of matches and had all age groups from high school down to little poppers, 5 years old, wrestling. The stands were packed, and I was just calling the matches. Of course, I'm old enough now, I get to see these kids whose kids I watched wrestle.
Yep.
And a gentleman walked in this morning. I don't smoke, but he threw me a cigar, and he said, I really appreciate all the kind words you said about my grandson last night during the duel. It's little simple things, but that's set the tone for my entire day. I mean, it has. The fact that somebody took 2 seconds to say thank you for doing this is a big, big, big deal. And those kind of opportunities are everywhere to brighten people's day. We got to help. It is a tough world right now, right? I think if I was going to give a piece of advice, quit watching the damn news so much.
No kidding.
That'll help you a lot with your gratitude. But we gotta lift each other up. We've got to be positive with each other. We've got to say it's going to be okay. Things are good. It's going to be okay. Because it is going to be okay. And I think that's the stuff that's easy for us to do to have a real impact on everybody else's lives.
Yeah, as a business owner and a human being, I'm going to ask you this. Say thank you and open the door for somebody and smile at them. You have no idea what difference you can make in a life, in your company, in your family, in your friend group, and in your community if you just show some grace and gratitude every day.
Every day.
So with that, it wasn't all business, but it is about being a human being and taking care of others. With that, Dave and Phil, we are out of here.
Appreciate y'all.